does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. And today I'm very excited to check out Zazus Quest from Little Big Games. This is for 2 to 4 players, ages I'd say about 7+. It'll take you about 10 to 15 minutes to play. And Zazus Quest is a children/family game in which you are essentially going to be playing the classic game of garbage, where you're trying to get numbers 1 through 9 out in front of you. But this game has some twists and turns, as there are some special abilities thrown in there. But is it good? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Zazus Quest. First and foremost, we got our handy dandy rule sheet. It's really about half, it's like half of a page, I guess you would say, because the back half is actually another player mat. So really, this is all you need to know, and a very simple rule booklet will have you up and running in no time at all, which is a good thing, and I can teach you how to play right now. So in Zazus Quest, what you're trying to do is to get cards numbered 1 through 9 onto your little player mat here. If you're the first person to do that, you win the game. It's just that simple. You're going to do that by drawing these cards right here, and most of them will have, you guessed it, numbers 1 through 9 on them. Scattered about inside of the deck, though, there will be 4 special ability cards, which I'll show you right now. So the first is a wormhole. It allows player to discard 2 cards and draw 3 cards, but that would cost your action for that turn, and I'll tell you how that works in a second. Next, you got the Gamma Burst, the best card in the game, obviously. It is a wild card, uses any number, can be rotated in any order, and cannot be stolen. This card cannot be stolen from you, which makes it extra super powerful. It does not say that on the card, though, which is a little bit annoying, but it does say it in the rules. So that is something I should have mentioned the pros and cons, but I forgot. Next, we have the Alien Attack. Steal 1 card from any player from hand or from the playing area. So you can take something out of somebody's hand randomly, or you can take a card out of their playing area, as long as it's not the Gamma Burst, as mentioned before. One more thing I did want to mention about the Gamma Burst, which is very interesting, is that you can move it around so it can be whatever number you want it to be. Whereas if you put down an 8, normally it's always an 8. However, this, you put it down as a 7, then you might need it to be a 2 when you get a 7, which makes it a very useful card. Last but not least, we have the black hole. Remove 1 card from any player into the discard pile. So really, this is just you taking a card from someone else's hand or from someone else's board and just getting rid of it. So not quite as useful as the other cards, but still a power card nonetheless. So when you first start the game, everyone is going to get 4 cards into their hand. And this is a very, very bad start in this hand. I have 3 4s, and I have a black hole. So what are you going to do on your turn? Well, it's quite simple. First thing you're going to do is you are going to draw a card at the beginning of your turn. Every single turn, you draw a card, and then you are going to take 1 action. That action is either going to be to play a card, like play one of these cards right here, to play a card down on your board, or to discard one of your cards and get another card. So, you know what? We might start off and we might discard this 4. We know we're not going to need it, so we discard it. Then we would pick up another card, and that would be the end of our turn. It would get back to us. We draw a card immediately, and then we play another card. So we go, oh, look, we got a 5 up there, and that would be the end of our turn. And then our next turn, we draw another card. And we say, oh, look, we got a 9. Hooray! And then it'd be the end of our turn. Then we play on the next turn. It'd be like, oh yeah, we're going to play this 4 finally. And so on and so forth until someone has gotten to all of their card or all of their spaces filled up. Once you have all of your spaces filled up, you will be the winner of Zazus Quest. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game plays. Alright then, Zazus Quest from Little Big Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, the game's not going to be for everybody. If you're not in the market for a family or children's game, this one is definitely going to not be for you. It is a very simplistic game, and in fact, it's just the game of garbage, rethemed and with some special ability cards thrown in there. And if you've never played garbage, it's an incredibly simple game where you can use the deck of cards where you just try to get numbers 1 through 9. So that's going to be a turn-off for some people. No interesting choices here, and the game is very repetitive. You're pretty much just going to be doing the same thing over and over again until somebody wins, which is going to be a turn-off to some people. Also, restricted player count, 2 to 4 players, which kind of stinks because if you could play it with more players, that would definitely bump this up in my personal opinion. But part of the reason why I think you can't play with more players is because they had to fit everything into the circular tin. I personally like the tin. I think it's very appealing, and I don't mind tins at all. But this one, the fact that you have cards in there means you can only have a finite amount of cards in here. Whereas even if you had a smaller box, you could probably fit more cards in there, more play mats. So that is something I want to mention. Also, playmat-wise, I like the fact that they included the playmats, but they could have been higher quality. I understand since it's a circular tin, they had to get it in there a specific way. But it is nice they're there, but still, I wish they were a little bit nicer. Any other cons I have with the game? No, not really. It's a really simple game. That's what you need to know. And if you go into it knowing that it has a restricted player count, that it's an incredibly simple game, I think you and your kids are going to enjoy this game. It's just that simple. As long as they're between, I'd say, ages 6-ish to 10-ish, because I'd say at about 10 they're probably just going to lose interest in this and want to play other games. But for that 4-year time frame, I think your kids will really kind of enjoy this game. So what do I like about the game? I ragged on the circular tin and the playmat, but otherwise, component-wise, very top-notch components. The cards are thick and sturdy, but they're not too thick. Very nicely done cards. The artwork is gorgeous. They tried to shoehorn a theme into this, which really comes across flat, but who cares? So really great artwork, visually appealing. Cards are nice. The gameplay is very simple, and I like the fact that on the player mat, each player mat has the rules to the game as well. So you essentially have 4 copies of the rules at your whim, which is always a good thing. It's just as simple, folks. Is this game great? No. Is this game bad? No. It's somewhere in the middle of the road. If you're in the market for a 2 to 4 player family/children's game, this is a good game to check out. Are there better games at this player count, at this age range? Yes, but this is not a bad one. So Zazus Quest, if you happen to stumble upon it, if you're in the market for a children to family game, 2 to 4 players, I can recommend it. It's good. Nothing more. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below or in the comments below. Let me know, aliens, what would be the first thing you would say to an alien if you ran into an alien? So you're going out in your backyard, letting your dog out or doing something like that, and you see an alien. What is the first thing you say to him? What's the first thing you do? For me personally, I'd probably be like, hey, what's up? And wave. So hopefully that wouldn't get me killed. I guess that's a pretty lame answer. I probably should have thought about my answer before I gave it. But yeah, I'd probably wave at him and say hello. But what would you do? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.